L&J Meat Market. Our meat speaks for itself.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Grant Tripp. I'm here to, a little late, introduce you to this freshman basketball game. It is, of course, the McBain Ramblers versus the Sacred Heart Irish. So far, the Irish leading the Ramblers 9-2 after 4 minutes of play. It's going to be the Irish ball. Ball is going to be rebounded by Ebles. Ebles going to give it to Mulder. Mulder going to cross half court, pass it out to, that was Westorp with the shot. Westorp shot no good. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Knocked out by Ebles. Ball's going to go to the Irish. So it'll be Karimi passing it out. Karimi going to give it to Colin. Colin calls a play against Peterson. Going to get the pass out. Going to get the ball back. Going to drive into the paint for the shot. Take it up. Going to be blocked out. Rebounded by Ebles. It's going to be given to Mulder. Mulder charging down the court. Passes it out to Peterson. Now Mulder with an open three. Takes the shot. No good. Rebounded by Westorp. Westorp shot. That one no good. Ball's going to go out. Never mind. It's going to be rebounded. Then there's going to be a whistle blown. It's going to be against the Irish, so Ramblers get an inbound play here. So Peterson to pass it out. Tries to find Mulder. Stolen by the Irish. That is Karimi. Karimi tries to pass it out. Trouble with it. Rolls out of bounds. So Ramblers ball tries to get it to Ebles. That was Mulder passing it out. Then it's going to roll out of bounds. That'll be out on the Irish. So McBain going to maintain possession here with 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Peterson to pass it out. He's going to give it to Mulder. Westorp trying to find Ebles with trouble. He will. Then Ebles tries to get it to Wilson. On the ground, picked up by Peterson. Peterson now is going to slow things down, call a play, give it out to Mulder. Peterson looking for Ebles in the paint. Ebles in the paint. Classic move by him. Puts it up and through. 4-9 now. Ball's going to go to Morrow. Morrow for three. Bouncing around, no good. Rebounded by Ebles. He's going to fall. Whistle going to get blown. Once again on the Irish, so McBain keeps that ball. It'll be Quist to pass it out and gives it to Mulder. Mulder falls into a trap, lots of open space. Pass it out to Wilson, over to Peterson. Peterson gonna back up, slow things down, over to Mulder. Peterson to Wilson in the paint. Wilson's shot, no good. Ball is tipped up. Ball's gonna get pushed, almost out of bounds, recollected by an Irish, and they'll keep that ball, so it's gonna go to Karimi. Karimi gonna pass it out to Krop. Krop gonna drive in. Krop passes it in the paint, shot up and good. That was Hank McDonald, the sophomore, for the shot. Ball's gonna look for Wilson, tipped up and rebounded by McDonald. McDonald gonna give it to Karimi. Karimi gonna drive in, take the shot, no good. Ball's gonna get tipped out of bounds. Three McBain players had the opportunity for the rebound and none got it. So Egan to pass it out, gives it to McDonald, over to, I went to Morrow, back to McDonald. It's gonna be Kropp driving in. He's gonna try to pass it out, but it's gonna get a whistle blown. Foul's gonna be on the Ramblers. Ball's gonna go to McDonald. McDonald tries to get it to Morrow, over his head, picked up by Mulder. Now Quist with 15 seconds left to go. Passes it up to Ebles. Ebles, close shot, no good. Rebounded by McDonald, who gives it to Karimi. Karimi over to Kropp. Passes it out to his teammate who drives in, and that will do it for the quarter. Shot not off in time, didn't matter anyway. That'll do it for our first quarter. Of course, our first quarter is brought to you by L&J Meat Markets. It fuels the Rambler Review crew. We'll see you after this break.
For people who desire a custom-built home in northern Michigan, Arrow Homes is the premier builder that specializes in creating stunning, high-quality custom homes that reflect each homeowner's unique style and needs. Unlike other home builders that rely on cookie-cutter designs, Arrow Homes partners closely with clients through every step of the process, from initial design concept to final walkthrough, creating a truly customized living space. With over 50 years of home building expertise using only the finest materials and the most skilled craftsmen, Arrow Homes constructs exceptional custom houses that owners are proud to call home.
L&J Meat Market. Our meat speaks for itself.
Back to it now. Step on the second quarter of this ball game. So far, your score: 4 for the Ramblers, 11 for the Hart Irish. Hart Irish going to get that ball, looking to increase on this lead and put this game away here early. Of course, this Rambler team, chance to fight back, of course, with all the time. It'll go to McDonald, over to Colin. Colin passes it out to Kropp. Kropp tries to drive in, loses the ball, goes out of bounds, and to the Ramblers. Ebles in a trap, runs out of it. 3 defenders on him, passes it out to Mulder. Eagles looking for a spot, gives it to Mulder over his head. Picked up by Andrus. Andrus driving in, lays it up, and makes it through. So 4-13 now, Mulder. Gets it out to Ebles. Ebles on the edge. Gives it out to Mulder, over to Peterson. Peterson over to Wilson. Wilson in the paint, passes it out to Peterson. Now Quist, way open, takes a shot, no good. Rebounded by McDonald. It'll be Kropf passing it over to Endress. Endress shot no good. Rebounded by Colin. Colin over to Karimi. Back to Colin. Over to Endress. Endress shot, or that is Kropf. Kropf shot no good. On the floor. Ball rolls out of bounds. It's going to go to the Irish. Now Kropf for three, no good. Rebounded by Colin. Passes it out to Endress, and Endress shot right on through. Timeout for the Ramblers, so we will see you after this break.
When you think of maple syrup, you think a nice plate of pancakes. But what if we told you that maple syrup can be so much more? Highland Hills maple syrup. Take the ordinary and make it extraordinary.
Fresh homemade pizza, made just for you at a cheap price. If that sounds like a good deal, then Kelly's is the place for you. Next time you're feeling hungry, remember Kelly's.
Back to it now in the second quarter. I'm joined here by Brennan Cucci. Say hello, Brennan. Is this your first time in the booth? Or here in the bleachers, of course. The ball's going to go to Wilson. Wilson in the paint. Tough contest there. Whistle going to get blown. Jump ball is going to go to the Ramblers. So far, what do you think about this game here, Brennan?
You know, it's pretty rough for McBain here. You know, they just can't keep the ball on their side of the court. And they got to shoot more.
And obviously, this is a young McBain team, the freshman team, and this is the whole JV team for the Sacred Heart Irish.
For sure.
As they're going to get that ball, it's going to go to Colin. Colin going to cross half court with it, call his shot. Pass it over to Karimi. Karimi passes it back to Colin. And it's going to be picked up by Mulder. Mulder coming down the court, two guys on him, loses the ball. It's going to fall out and roll out of bounds.
6-15 lead is not a big lead for freshman ball either.
For sure, definitely a chance to climb back in this one.
All it takes is a couple threes.
So it'll be Quist to pass it out now as they are down 9. As that will be Gildy coming in for Wilson. Ball's going to go to Ebles. Ebles driving in the paint for the shot, up and through. 8-15, and you hope they can build some momentum on that shot. It'll be Colin passing it to McDonald over to Karimi. Karimi corner 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Mulder. Mulder steps back for 3. No good. Rebounded by Liu. Now it'll be Karimi passing it out to Colin. Back to Karimi. Into McDonald in the paint. No problem.
They're having great ball movement. It's keeping our defense moving for sure.
As Quist falls into the trap. Whistle going to be blown. Going to try to get it to Gildy. Stolen by Colin. It's going to go to McDonald. McDonald pass it over to Karimi. Karimi out to Colin. Colin going to drive in. Colin pass it out. Egan going to drive in. Egan in the paint. Pass it out to Karimi. Karimi, he's going to drive. Pass it out to Lou. Lou tries to get it to Colin. Picked up by Quist. Tries to get it to Mulder. Mulder keeps it in bounds. Never mind.
Backcourt violation.
So Lou gonna give it to Colin. Colin just gonna cross half court with it with 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go. It's gonna go to Hoovy in the paint. Foul gonna get called. So it'll be Caden Hoovy for 2 at the line. First shot, looking to make this a 10-point lead, and he will. Second free throw, no good. Gonna be rebounded by Mumi. It'll be Quist to Wilson. Back to Quist. Quist in the corner. Exits the corner. Gives it to Mulder. Now Peterson for 3. No good. Rebounded by Mumi. Mumi over to Mulder. Mulder stops. Slows things down. Quist loses it. Gets it back. Passes it over to Wilson. Wilson driving in. Over to Quist. Quist now. And so far, this McBain offense not finding anything in the paint that they've been looking for. As the Irish continue to keep him on the outside, and that one's picked up by Karimi. He's going to drive in, not get the layup, and it'll go out of bounds.
McBain ball.
What he said. It's going to go over to Mulder. Just going to give it to Quist. Quist finds a lane, drives in, stops, shoots. No good. Rebounded by Wilson. Wilson's shot. Great recovery. So it'll go to Lou. Over to Morrow. Morrow over to Kropp. Back to Lou. Lou against Wilson. Gives it to Kropp. This McBain defense showing something here now. As Egan drives in. Throw it out the window. Forget what I said. So 20-10 now. Deficit remains the same. It'll go to Mumi in the paint. Mumi shot up and through. 12:20 now, 1 minute 52 seconds left to go. Ball's gonna go out to Lou. Lou, corner 3, no good. Picked up by Wilson. Wilson gave it to Quist. Quist back to Mulder. Now Quist gets it to Westorp. Westorp jumps up and makes it on a lucky bounce. That ball did not look like it was going in, but whatever it takes to score, I guess. So it'll be Crop, Crop. Now it's Morrow. Morrow 3, no good. And it will go to Quist. Quist with 1:05 seconds to go. Finds the edge, takes the 3, no good. It's gonna get knocked out of bounds. Will be out on the Irish, so McBain maintains possession here. Quist over to Wilson. Wilson loses it. Picked up by Hoovy. Over to Lou. Lou. Now Morrow gonna drive in. Tries to get it to Lou. Blocked by 2 Ramblers. Picked up by Quist. Quist loses the ball. Picked up by Moomy. Moomy, then the ball goes out of bounds. It's gonna be out. Ball will stay in the Ramblers' hands with 37 seconds left to go. It's going to go to Ebles. Ebles shot, no good. And then Morrow, 2 of his teammates on the ground, stolen by Westorp. Mulder now, 22 seconds left to go in the half. Passes it out to Westorp. Westorp gonna try to drive against Lou. Steps back. Shot no good. Rebounded by Lou. It'll be Morrow now with 8 seconds to go. Gives it to Lou. Over to, that is Baidu. Over to Morrow. Morrow running out of time. Blocked. Is it gonna be a whistle ball? No.
Nope.
That'll do it for the first half. So your score 22-14, the Hard Irish leading so far. And then I'd like to mention that the McBain Booster Club is inviting you to the first Animal Euchre Tournament. Coming out to the Old Mill on February 22nd for a night of friendly competition, fun, and of course, cash prizes. For the top 3 teams, all proceeds will go to support our local track athletes, helping equip our boys and girls team with brand new hurdles to boost their training and performance. It's more than just a game. It's a chance to make a difference while having a blast. So grab a partner, sharpen your euchre skills, and join us for an unforgettable evening. And of course, I will see you after this break.
Hello, Rambler Nation. Welcome to the January edition of the Superintendent's Corner. This is Gary Vanna. I'm joined by Mr. the Great Scott Acom. How are you doing today, Scott?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Mr. Vanna. I have to hire you to be my hype man.
There you go. I got much better one for your hype there, you know. I do voices and stuff like that.
That's great.
Yeah. Halfway through the school year. Can you believe that already?
It's going by quickly, isn't it?
Unfortunately, quicker every year.
Seems that way.
Yeah.
Looking at the calendar, I mean, we're almost halfway through January, so it's pretty amazing.
So, speaking of January, it's a special month.
It is. It is our board. January is the Board of Education Appreciation Month. So I'd like to give a shout out to our board members for their work. People don't realize behind the scenes the meetings that happen and conversations and just the extra time that they put in. It's a great job. It's a great role to fill, and I appreciate their time and their energy. So if you see a board member, we have Kevin Eisinga, Ken Stahl, Karen Abrahamson, Matt Klein, Becky Volker, Doug McLain, and Dennis Hooker. Please make sure that you thank them for their time. And if anyone's ever interested in running for the Board of Education, please feel free to reach out, and we can let you know when the next election for a seat is.
And if you're ever wondering when you can get a chance to thank these board members, you usually can find them at the ball games. They are very involved in the school, not just the meetings, but they actually go to the different events that the school does offer.
Absolutely.
All right, so Thank you for the board. Thank you. I know it's a thankless job, but at this moment, we are saying thank you. So, roofing project, what's the status of that?
Yep, so the board approved on Monday night at the last board meeting that to go ahead with our roofing project for this coming spring and summer. So they voted to accept the bid from Bloxham Roofing. So we will roof the remaining parts of the building that did not get re-roofed in 2016. So then all of our roofs will be up to date. The new roof will have 20-year warranty. Excited about that because some of the roof that's being replaced is from the late 80s and late 90s.
Wow.
So it'll be nice to have that up to date. Unfortunately, with the cost of the roofing, it's going to be the only project that we're able to do this summer. We're going to postpone our flooring project, hopefully for the next summer, but wanted to make sure that we're being good financial stewards with the money that we have.
Now, just because the big project is the roofing, it's not the only projects going on.
No, we'll have other little projects going on.
Like you had one over Christmas.
We did. We replaced our doors over Christmas, replaced some old wooden doors that weren't very secure, that had been in the building for a long time, and replaced those with some metal doors and metal frames, just upped our security. Yeah, and there's always projects going on like that. We'll have some other little projects coming up this summer. When I say little projects, they may be little in compared to scope to the roof.
Okay. So, talked about security, kind of segues into the next one. There's something with the Power School cybersecurity, and I've gotten a letter and stuff like that. Can you please explain the situation on there, and then maybe piggyback on what do I as a parent need to do?
Yeah. So yes, unfortunately, kind of just like everything this day and age, right? Power School is our student information system that we're required to have. And they've had a cybersecurity incident over the holidays where someone had logged in and downloaded a bunch of data, not just from McBain schools. My understanding it was from schools in Michigan, across the United States, even parts of Canada where data was taken. We don't know yet what data was taken. We're still waiting to hear from Power School on that. We did send out notices to our current parents and staff. And it could affect students from as long as 15 years ago, and staff from 15 years ago. Just like when AT&T or something happens like that and it gets breached, just monitor your things, just be aware, I guess would be a good thing. We'll be sending out more communication once we have more information. We just wanted to make sure that parents were aware so they could start monitoring that stuff.
And you're trying to get ahead of this a little bit.
We are trying to get ahead of it. We're trying to be proactive with it. We don't use social security numbers in Power School anymore. Now, 15 years ago they did. That was like a student identification number.
Yep.
So we've deleted that field since then from those that were housed in there, but we don't even know if that data was taken. So, but the good news is current students, recent students, none of that information is in there because they have a different identification number assigned by the state. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, so it's the world we live in. So,
unfortunately.
Yeah. There's a change on the schedule coming up in February. I know that this is only January, but the way the time's going so fast, that's going to be around the corner.
Yes.
And that's about the parent-teacher conferences, but it doesn't affect the whole school.
No, so it'll affect the middle school and high school. We are changing the date from February 13th, parent-teacher conferences for middle school and high school only, to February 20th. The elementary school will still meet on February 13th with their scheduled conferences. Middle school and high school will meet on February 20th from 4:30 to 6:30. And they will be in the multi-purpose room and the auditorium. And we changed this because of our student climate survey that we received. One of the areas that we need to show some improvement on is parent and communication and involvement. As you know, with winter sports, this week we have 5 home games. It's a busy time for parents and for students and teachers and staff. But we want to piggyback off of that, for lack of better words, a captive audience.
Okay.
Right? So on February 20th, we have a middle school girls basketball game at home. We have a freshman boys basketball game at home. We have a JV boys basketball game at home and a varsity boys basketball game at home. So our thought process is when we have people coming in to watch the games, hey, let's have them come on over and let's talk about the students' academics as well. So just trying to think a little bit differently and attack that a little bit differently. We tried that, I think, was that last year or 2 years ago?
Last year we did it for the first time.
And we were supposed to have a game, and it didn't. The game got canceled because the other school had a snow day. But we saw an increase in participation. So this is what we're trying going forward to try to help improve that parent communication and involvement. I also have a survey going out this week, actually today, to parents, just about how we can improve that, and so I'm hoping that they will take time to take that survey.
Okay, I want to circle back to the parent-teacher conferences.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And just to clarify some logistics.
Yes.
It was originally scheduled on the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
There was a half day of school
Mm-hmm.
so that they could be parent-teacher conferences that day. With the high school and middle school moving to the following week, does that half day move to the following week? Do we still have that half day even though there's not parent-teacher conference? Can you explain that
Yes,
half day?
Good clarification. So February 13th is still a scheduled half day.
Okay.
Elementary will still have their conferences. February 20th will still be a whole day of school, and we'll have parent conferences that evening. We didn't want to change the calendar for a half day because I know parents have trips planned, different things set up for child care, and the same for the 20th. So February 13th would still be a half day. February 20th would still be a whole day.
And I know this is next month, but February 13th is a half day. The 14th is no school, teacher development, and then President's Day that Monday. So just to keep people with that in mind, that there's going to be a 4.5 day vacation, winter break for the students.
Correct.
All right. So you talked about the parent climate survey, but there's something else going on in February. It's the Love Your Neighbor food drive from February 1 to the 14th.
Yes.
Who's this for?
Yep.
Who's organizing this? What's the concept behind this?
So this would be, I believe, our third year doing this food drive. It's sponsored by Community Hope, which is an organization in Missaukee County. They help supply food for the food drives, or for the food pantries for Rehoboth Church and Prosper Church, Community Church. So it helps our local food banks and for our students or for our families, and also other Missaukee County food pantries as well. Community Hope just serves Missaukee County and tries to reach out to our families. They do backpack programs. They do Kids Hope in Lake City. So it's a Missaukee County driven organization, and that's who's sponsoring this food drive. So February 1st through 14th, we'll accept non-perishable canned goods or non-perishable food and collect that, and Community Hope will pick up on the 14th, and that helps supply our local food pantries.
So will there be just like bins outside in the lobby for people coming to events, or just want to stop in? How do they donate?
Yep, so they can donate at the school offices. We'll have the area down by the games in the lobby area where people can donate as well. Sounds like the principals are going to be planning some competitions for the kids to see what grade levels, what classes can bring in the most donations.
All right, so it not only involves students against students in a funny competition, but it's also going to involve a way for the community to also share the love.
Correct.
All right. Well, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I got one more question for you.
Yes.
Did you hear about the man who ate a frog?
I didn't.
He's probably going to croak. And on that, this has been Gary Vanna.
Scott Acom.
Feel the wheel.
A little late here into this third quarter. I'm joined by Grayson Guernsey. Grayson, say hi.
Hello.
So far, 14-22. It's going to be McBain's ball. It's going to go over to Quist. Quist falls into the trap, shoots it out to Mulder. Mulder over to Peterson, over to Evils. Evils in the paint. Evils shot up and good.
There's going to be a foul right there, and Abels is able to get that point up. Now, one thing I'm immediately noticing is that this team has a lot more numbers than the freshman team, and that's obvious because this is the JV team, right?
Yep.
Alrighty then. So that makes sense in a way.
It does, but great work by Ebles in the paint. Of course, we see him a lot in there in these freshman games. And this time he draws the foul. The free throw, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Over to Quist. Quist, open three, no problem.
No problem with that. And I mean, this game has been close by what I saw. I mean, before the halftime, McBain did make a little bit of a run to make a bit of a comeback, and now it's just about a 3-point game or so.
As McBain going to get that ball right back. Open space for Mulder. One man to beat. Shot going to be blocked out. Rebounded by Peterson. Over to Quist. It's going to be stolen by Karimi. Karimi ball's going to go out of bounds.
Just not very good transition right there for McBain.
So timeout going to be called there. And for that timeout, after that speech I had about our first annual euchre tournament, it's also time to show your support for McBain student athletes. And this year you can do it with a little football fun and Rambler spirit. Get in on the action by purchasing your Super Bowl squares today. Not only do you get the chance to win big during the big game, but all proceeds go directly to support our student athletes. For all the details on Super Bowl squares on the Rambler Gears and the Rambler Gears store, head over to the McBain Boosters Facebook page. So don't wait. Grab your squares, shop some gear, and support our student athletes all year round.
We'll see after the quick break.
L&J Meat Market. Our meat speaks for itself.
Back to it now. It's going to be Hart Irish ball. It's going to go over to Karimi. Karimi over to, that is Krop.
Good steal by McBain. I mean, right there, able to get transitions and such off of that.
It's going to be Mulder now driving into the
McBain.
corner. Heading inside, pass it out to Wilson. Wilson going to drive, passing it out to Peterson. Peterson, three.
No good. Rebounded by Mulder. Mulder goes up, and McBain is now, it's now a 1-point game in that quick of time.
It's going to be foul on the Irish. Ball is going to go to the Ramblers.
Now McBain has a really good chance to retake the lead right here.
It's going to be Peterson to pass it out. He gives it out to Ebles, over to Quist, over to Mulder. Now over to Wilson in the paint. Wilson shot. No. Yes.
David Wilson, I mean, not going to lie, he's pretty good at math, and he's pretty good at basketball too. I mean, look at that defense. He's a good hustler out there. He brings good energy for the Ramblers on the court.
So McBain playing with their first lead in a long time. It'll be Mulder. Mulder against Collin. Gives it over to Wilson. Wilson going to drive in. Pass it out to Peterson. Peterson over to Wilson. Wilson.
Good ball rotation by McBain. McBain's getting some very good ball rotations, being able to spread it out, give it out the court, and just trying to give their offense time to be able to come up with plays.
So it'll be Irish ball. Collin going to give it to Lou. Lou over to Egan. Great pass by Egan. It'll go to McDonald in paint. McDonald's shot up and good. Gives him a lead of 1.
McBain getting pressed, and that's going to be a foul on Mount Pleasant. On Jonathan Egan.
So ball's going to go to Wilson, over to Quist. Quist, trouble with it. Gets it back, gives it to Wilson. Over to Peterson.
I mean, right now McBain's just trying to set up an offense, get something going, trying to get something. Mulder just trying to hold on, throws it, gives it down to Wilson, and then we got Quist with the 3, and that's good, and McBain will take the lead once again. That's going to be a 2-point lead for McBain. I mean, so far it's just been an absolute showdown. This freshman team is not backing down at all. trying to trap him too.
It'll go over to Lou. Lou in the corner, passes it back to Collin. It's going to be knocked out by Mulder.
Good defense. I mean, right now, McBain's momentum is at an all-time high, and Sacred Hearts is at an all-time low. Well, not an all-time low. It's just not really doing too good right now because McBain has had several good plays in a row, and I mean, right there, just not tipped by Ebles.
Ebles, tough defense. Then there's going to be a shot up and through, and then there's going to be a foul as Joey Endress, opportunity to cut it down to a 1-point lead. I could have sworn they were down by 3.
No, they're down by 2. Ebles is going to get out. Now, one thing you want to do is that when you're on defense, you want to just don't jump up because then like the defender can just simply wait until you're in the air. You're going to go flying like a rocket ship and then go up once you're on your feet. The one thing you want to do is you just want to stay on the ground.
There will be a timeout by the Ramblers in this third quarter. Of course, this third quarter.
Do you consider yourself to be a pretty good shot?
Yes.
Want a chance to prove it in front of the Ramblers Nation for a chance to win $1,000?
Absolutely.
Ryan Restrup, owner of High Flow Performance, is sponsoring the High Flow Performance $1,000 shootout. Here's how it works. During the homecoming game, you will need to stop by the Boosters Club table and purchase an entire entry for $1. 2 names will be drawn close to the end of the boys' game. At the end of the boys' game, those 2 contestants will take center court and have 30 seconds to make a layup, a free throw, and a three-pointer, and a half-court shot. Make all 3 and you win $1,000. Start practicing and bring your dollars.
So Mulder with the ball. I think you could practice for that, Grace, and shoot like a certain man from Atlanta. It's going to go over to Westorp. Westorp going to drive in. Stolen by McDonald. Now Collin with it. Collin crests half court. Gives it out to Karimi. Over to McDonald. McDonald in the paint, falls into the trap, and gets a travel.
He gets a travel, and I mean, one thing again I'm seeing is that like when you're a big man and there's a dude in the paint, you got to just keep flat-footed and put your Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart go in the press. And McBain doesn't really know how to handle it, so they're just trying their best to get past it. Gives it to David. David takes it down the court, gives it to Moomy.
And the ball's going to go out with a push.
Don't shove.
Can't do that in basketball.
No.
It'll be Collin. Collin passes it out to Enders. Enders loses the ball.
Good defense by McBain. Wilson jumps on it. Travel on McBain. I mean, hey, number one thing you want to do is that if you fall down, you got to stay exactly how that was. You can't get up on your knees. You can't really do that much. You just got to stay down.
Collin over to Karimi. Over to McDonald. McDonald shot up and through.
McDonald is a really big guy, so I mean, it makes sense if he's. I don't know. They don't have scorer right now, but now
it'll be Wilson over to Quist. Over to Westorp. Westorp takes a shot. No problem. Knocks it down.
Westorp looking like a certain man from Atlanta is able to knock that down. He definitely took him to the O right there.
It'll be Collin with it now. Collin on the outside, passes it way over to Enders. Enders going to drive in, take the shot, floater, and it goes through.
McBain back in a deficit right now. I mean, they're not in a really big deficit. They're just down by a couple of points. David Wilson, intended pass for him, no good.
And this full court press from the Hard Irish working very well. It's going to go to Collin. Collin gives it to Karimi. Oh.
Good steal by, or knock away by Moomy.
So now it'll be Mulder with 1:30 left to go. He's going to cross half court. Takes a pick for Moomy into the corner. Shot no good. Rebounded by Colin. Colin going to drive. Slowing things down, looking to pass. Gives it to Karimi. Karimi in the paint. Takes a shot. No good. Rebounded, blocked. Picked up.
Ooh.
The ball is just all over the place. It's going to be picked up by the Heart Irish.
Looks like a fumble in football.
It's going to go to Colin. Colin against 6 defenders. Now he's got some of his teammates back. It's going to go to McDonald, and McDonald's shot no good. He gets his own rebound.
McDonald's has a very big height advantage over everybody else, and I mean, probably a lot more stronger than everybody else as well, to be honest. But no, it's a close game right now. McBain is really trying their best to keep pace with the Sacred Heart.
And props to this freshman team for playing against a JV team. A lot of older guys on this team against them.
Yeah, and I mean, compared to the numbers that the JV has, it's even more impressive.
This looks like your typical JV game. Not thinking about that. These are all freshman kids.
Well, one side is.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
It's going to go over to Karimi. Karimi, back to Colin. Over to Enders, over to McDonald. McDonald has just been dominating this paint so far. So 13 seconds.
One thing I'm going to mention is that I saw Ebles kind of yelling at Westrope right there. That's not very good to do. Is you got to, instead of trying to bring your team down, you got to bring your teammate back up. And it's because some guys can dig themselves into a deficit or dig themselves into a hole that they can't get themselves out of. And they need somebody else to reach their arm down that hole and grab them and help them get back up.
Yeah, absolutely. And team chemistry can win you ball games. We see that time and time again in all kinds of sports. As the time's going to run out there, that'll do it for the third quarter. Your score, 28-33. As I would like to mention that you do not want to forget to check out the Rambler Gear store, open all year long. Show off your McBain pride with some awesome gear, and all of it helps fund our athletes. For all the details on the Super Bowl squares in the Rambler Gear store, head over to the McBain Boosters Facebook page. So don't wait. Grab your squares, shop some gear, and support our student athletes all year round.
We'll see after the quick break.
Evil's whole hog sale is happening now.
Only $1.89 a pound hanging weight. You can fill your freezer for less.
Enjoy delicious pork chops, ribs, and roasts. Packaged just how you like it.
Make meal planning a breeze when you head to your freezer for smoked pork chops, pork sausage, or pork roast for the crock pot.
Enjoy Michigan-raised pork and go hog wild over our bacon.
From Evil's General Store in Falmouth, Reed City, and Everett.
Just to let you know, this game is brought to you, or this fourth quarter is brought to you by.
Oh wait, fourth. You're right. I'm sorry.
It's brought to you by L&J Meat Market. The snacks fuel the Rambler Review crew.
Absolutely. I plan on feasting on that L&J. Maybe in the JV game, probably the varsity game.
McBain with a good steal. I mean, that's what L&J does. It boosts your energy. And I mean, well, probably not, but I mean, yeah, it's good. It's good. Just know it's good.
Hopefully we see a boost of energy from this McBain team, as that won't help.
McBain, turnover.
So now the Hard Irish with a 5-point lead with the ball. It'll be Colin over to Karimi. Back to Colin.
Not really good for McBain right now. I mean, 5-point deficit, not that good.
Ender's going to pass it over to McDonald.
McDonald has been just dominating the paint, so it's not helping that he's just doing that.
Great start for the defense in this fourth quarter as Ebles gets that rebound and gives it to Mulder.
Again, this is just a freshman team, so if they're even able to make this close, it's just a pure, it's nice that they are able to keep this close.
100%. Regardless of the outcome of this game,
JV team played good.
you're happy what you've seen from these freshmen.
Yeah. Because they're making it a dogfight. Back to the starting lineup. Well, I think that's the starting lineup.
It'll go to Wilson. Out to Mulder. Mulder, 3. No good. Rebounded by Colin.
One thing McBain has to do is contain McDonald down on the post. I mean, he got a very big advantage over everybody else, like what weight-wise and probably strength-wise. And I mean, it's difficult to contain him right now. I mean, I've seen him score like 20 points so far, and I haven't even been here for like 5 minutes.
And in this fourth quarter, they've taken a good approach against McDonald, not letting anything. They've tried to get it to him, but so far fallen into that McBain defense. That shot is no good. And there's going to be a foul on the Ramblers. It'll go. So Joey Enders comes to the line for 2, looking to put his team up by 6 or 7. First free throw, no good. As Peterson will come in for Westdorp. Second free throw up and through, so 28-34, your new score. As it will be Mulder. Mulder loses it, picked up by Karimi. Karimi passed it out to Enders, over to McDonald, over to Karimi, stolen by Ebels. Ebels climbs the ladder for that one.
Ebels is absolutely destroying it defensively right there.
Quist in the trap, passes it out to Mulder. Mulder charging in, takes a shot, no good. Rebounded by Karimi. Pass it out to Colin. And Colin gets called for that travel. He tried to take a step back and then didn't take the shot.
He tried to do a James Harden, but he was unable to do it.
So it'll be Mulder. Mulder in the trap. Finds a way out of it. Gives it to Peterson. Peterson over to Ebels. Ebels open court. Turns around. Takes a shot. No good. Rebounded by Colin. Colin driving in. Passes it out to Egan. Egan's 3. No good. Rebounded by Peterson. And there's going to be a foul against the Hard Irish.
So that's going to be a foul on the Hard Irish, and now McBain has a chance to hopefully score some points and get closer into this game, because they had it for a little bit, and then Ebels just loves using that spin move. I'm not going to lie. He loves using that.
That time it worked.
Yeah, that time it did indeed work.
So it'll go to Hubi. Over to Egan. Ball is out of bounds. It's going to go to McBain, so only down 4 points. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left to go with a chance. It'll be Mulder. Loses the ball. It's going to go out of bounds on the Sacred Heart Irish.
Blair tried to convince the ref, no, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. But it was it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Almost stolen.
Out of bounds again. An eventful 11 seconds.
I mean, the Irish are just absolutely
Ball's going to go to Peterson. Over to Quist. Quist looking for Wilson. Tipped up. Ball's going to go. Kept in bounds. Oh, my goodness. Ethan Baidu keeping the ball in his team's hands.
And now Sacred Heart just needs, don't score, just needs to drain the clock. And
Baidu takes the three. It was, I don't know if it was blocked or just no good.
it was blocked.
Something, something. Drain the clock, don't take shots.
Yep. That is fundamental basketball right there. You do indeed have to drain the clock instead of taking those shots.
So Quist. It's tough defense from Karimi. Gets it out to Mulder. Mulder over to Quist. Over to Ebles. Wilson in the paint. Wilson shot, no good. Rebounded by Egan. Egan gonna give it to Karimi. Over to Colin. Timeout. Sacred Heart Irish. We will see you after this break.
You know about McLain's excellence in auto repair and transmission work. Now he takes that same work ethic in selling mid-value SUVs and rest-free Southern trucks at an affordable price. These vehicles all have an exact description on his website at www.mclainsautosales.com, or you can just call today at 231-779-1394.
When you think of maple syrup, you think a nice plate of pancakes. But what if we told you that maple syrup can be so much more? Highland Hills maple syrup. Take the ordinary and make it extraordinary.
You know about McLain's excellence in auto repair and transmission work.
Back to it now. It's going to be Colin passing it over to Egan. Egan over to Colin. Colin going to drive in, stop, take the shot.
Shooting a shot like a guy in Atlanta.
That was
Misses.
Colin. That was Colin. It's going to be Mulder.
I mean, right now McBain's in a
Stolen by Karimi. Hey, hold on.
Hey, this ain't football, buddy. This is basketball. Like, you can't put your shoulder into somebody. I mean, that's just an easy. Wait,
Oh,
what?
it's a flop.
Oh, I see.
It's going to be Karimi. Now it'll be Lou. Over to Colin. Over to Egan. Travel. So 30-34, 3 minutes, 35 seconds to go in this game. McBain has a pretty good fighting chance. They've been leading in this game. Just got to make some shots here. It'll go to Peterson. Peterson, corner three. No good. Rebounded by Egan. Over to Colin, over to Lou. Lou driving in against Peterson. Passes it out to Karimi. Karimi going to drive. Pass it out to Egan. Egan's turn. Shoots the shot. No good. Rebounded by Wilson.
Just craziness going on right now.
Stolen by Lou on the pass.
So far, McBain's just not been doing good offensively. Steals after steals after steals.
Their defensive performance has given them a chance to fight in this game, but so far not capitalizing.
It's still a 4-point game, though.
It'll go to McDonald, and there's going to be a foul. So Colin going to pass it out Over to Crop, over to Colin. Colin gonna drive in from the corner. Flings it out to Enders. Enders in the paint, takes a shot up and through. So 6 points now separating these two teams, as it will go to Quist.
McBain doesn't have that much time to make something happen. I mean, it's a 6-point game, and that's going to make it a 2. That's going to make it a. Oh my goodness.
That will make it an 8-point game.
Again, once you run down that court, you can't jump. You got to stay flat-footed.
So it'll be Quist. Quist loses the ball. It's going to be a foul. A little too much.
Irish are playing really, really good defense right now.
And they just switched from being a little laid back to playing really aggressive. A lot of these traps and just tight coverage. It'll be Quist to drive in. And once again, ball's going to be picked up by the Irish. It'll go over to McDonald. He's going to pass it to Colin. 1 minute, 30 seconds to go. Hard Irish going to drain this one away. As Colin takes a step back shot. No good, rebounded by Quist. Quist passes it to Peterson. Peterson's shot, no good, rebounded by Wilson. Wilson's shot blocked. Wilson gets the rebound, gonna get a foul called.
Last couple of minutes have been very, very aggressive.
So it's going to be a timeout by McBain, so we will see you after this break.
Here at Shepherd's Agency in downtown McBain, we are your local and trusted source for all your insurance needs. We truly appreciate our clients and we work hard to provide them with the best coverage at a fair price. If you're not already a client of ours, contact us and let us see what we can do for you. Call us at 231-825-2411. Stop in the office or visit us online at shepherdsagency.com.
You know about McLain's excellence in auto repair and transmission work. Now he takes that same work ethic in selling mid-value SUVs and rest-free Southern trucks at an affordable price. These vehicles all have an exact description on his website at www.mclainsAutosales.com, or you can just call today at 231-779-1394.
Back to it now in the fourth quarter. Your score 30-38. McBain gonna need some shooting to get themselves back in this one.
They're gonna need some shooters.
So it'll go to Quist, over to Peterson. Now Westorp gonna take a 3 with no jump. Rebounded by Wilson. Wilson recovery. He will.
Wilson gets it, but still, they're gonna try pressing.
32-38, it'll be Colin. Colin gonna give it to McDonald. Open lane for Crop. Crop's gonna stop, pass it out, take his time, over to Colin.
And now,
Colin trouble with it. It'll go over to Enders. Enders, foul gonna be called. So it will be Joey Enders to pass it out with 26 seconds left. Passes it way over to Crop. Another foul.
so far, the energy for McBain has been just like, they've been complaining about the calls when like half the calls are like, yeah, you got your arm wrapped around the dude's neck. And like Westrope just ran into him and stuck his arm right between his arms. Now, I'm just using that like metaphorically, but it's like, you're touching him, dude.
And so far, since this third quarter, this McBain team just not showing that fight that you'd like to see that we saw in that third quarter.
No, they are not. I think it's because some of their guys are just tired. I mean, like...
You're right there. Second free throw from Kropf is no good. One more to go. It is gone in through. So McBain trailing by 7, going to need at least 3 scores. It'll be picked up by Quist. Quist, long 3, no good. Rebounded by Ebles. Ebles going to take the shot up and through. 15 seconds, clock still running. It'll go over to Enders. Enders, 9 seconds to go. Gets in the trap.
All they need to do is hold it. With 4 seconds, that's not really, I don't think they're going to win. I don't mean to be Debbie Downer, but I don't think they're going to win this.
You're being a Debbie Downer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's never over.
This is our goal.
What?
What? You know, still, the score isn't that bad, though. At least they didn't get beat.
Yeah, and they're playing a JV team.
My
here, so.
goodness, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that I was stuttering so much.
So another free throw from Joey Enders. Up and through. So 4.5 seconds, gonna need 2 threes. It's gonna be stolen by McDonald.
McDonald just scores just to put it to 42. And I mean, like that, some people might say that that's dirty, but I mean, I don't know what to make of that.
Sure, it put the game away. So that'll do it for us. Your score, 42-34. The Sacred Heart Irish taking this game. We'll see you in the next one.
It's still